Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we are talking about how important is to know the language or know Spanish when you are traveling to the Dominican Republic. Yeah, I say specifically Spanish because this is the country that we are talking about. And also, I want to talk about, because I have a few people that usually they say email on the comment section, they ask, how is my husband with the Spanish, if he knows Spanish, or how much he knows. But I'm gonna let him explain that and how he feel when he had to speak the language. And to talk about this subject, we can make with a few items where we feel or we think that are important for people knowing the language when they have to handle those points. So before we talk about that, I'm gonna let him explain about how much Spanish he knows.
So we do get a lot of messages where people want to know if I speak Spanish, and the the easy answer is no, I'm not fluent in Spanish. And if I had to rate a percentage, but I would probably say maybe 33% to maybe 40%, because I know a lot of words in Spanish. I know a lot of phrases, like, people talk about getting on Duolingo. I think we had this conversation before that Duolingo to me is very easy. And I'm always getting everything right on Duolingo. So I understand the words and I understand the phrases, and I also can write it pretty well. Not great, but I can write it pretty well, and I can read it really good. So, but as far as speaking, I guess I could say around 33%, maybe a third. And some people may say I speak more than that, but I don't want to give myself, I don't want to rate myself too high. But do I feel like it's important that you learn the Spanish language before moving here? I don't think you necessarily need it before you move here, but I think if you're going to be living here, at some point you want to try to start picking up on, the Spanish language just a little bit. You want to be able to communicate just some of the basic things that you may come across in your day-to-day life. So,
and the first one that we are going to talk about is one that I know is important for a lot of people, and it's dating and relationship. Because it is important to know the language when you try to date somebody, or just for the simple fact that you want to start a conversation with somebody that you like. They don't necessarily have to end in love, but there's somebody that you would like to have a conversation. So in that one, to me, I think that one is one that is very, very important. Because when you are trying to get in a conversation with somebody that you are trying for that person to be your friend, or in a relationship, or with the family of somebody that you're trying to get in a relationship, I think it's very important to know the language, because it is very frustrating in a lot of cases when you try to communicate something and when you say it doesn't deliver or translate at the way that you want it to be. Sometimes you can be saying one thing and the other person get it in a different way, depending on the tone that you have, or the mood, or the expression of the face. Because when you don't know the language, people go whatever they can understand, which is your face expression, your emotion, or how the tone that you are saying it. So that they give you a room for a lot of mistake and misunderstanding. So I think it is not like there is, that you can not have a relationship if you don't know the language, but I think that is highly important for you to have a clear and understanding relationship. What do you think?
I think similar to what you're saying. I don't think it's very important, but I think it is important. And the reason why I say I don't think it's very important, because I don't think that you need to know it right away. I think it's important that you begin the journey to trying to understand certain words and understand the language and the phrases. But I don't think that that it's so important that you can't get started dating without knowing the language. So for me, I think it's not very important, but it is important because at some point you do want to be able to communicate. And another thing, when you say very important, the way I look at it is that you have to be fluent. And I don't think that's what you mean, but I guess that how my twisted mind, kind of translate is like it's very important that you fluent in the language. And I don't think you have to be fluent, but I do agree with you that you have to be competent enough to understand the language, that for things doesn't get lost in translation and leave a lot of room for error. So my take on it is I think that it is important, and it could probably, like you say, I think it ranges between important and very important. I definitely wouldn't go below to like slightly important and not important at all. I definitely wouldn't, hang my hat on either two of those.
So yes, I agree with that. Maximum, we believe the learning the language is very important. A minimum, important. So yes, we have to learn the language to be able to communicate better. So talking about communication and learning the language, we want to bring to the sponsor of this video, and it is Time Kettle. And this device right here, it is the WT2 Edge. And this is a real-time translator earbuds. And this works two-way translator, meaning that you can be speaking real time with the other person that you are speaking to. And this is take up to 40 different languages and 93 different accents. It is 100% hand-free, and it supports 6 bilingual people talking at the same time. It supports 40 people online and 13 people offline. Let's say that you have a meeting online talking with different people that speak different languages. It doesn't matter. Everybody that have this earbud can be speaking in their own languages, and everybody will be able to understand and speak at the same time, real time. So let's say that you are here in the Dominican Republic and you do not speak Spanish, and you need to conversate either with a waitress or a taxi driver or whatever you are. What you can do is you can have your earbuds and put it to your phone. You can put your phone for that person to speak, and when they speak, that translates to you in your earbud in your a natural language. The same way, if you can speak to them, it's gonna translate to your phone in Spanish. So how cool is that? So we are gonna explain to you how it works, because we are about to have a conversation between my husband and I. Of course, he is speaking in his natural language, and me speaking on my beautiful Spanish Dominican accent, and we will show you how you can communicate. And also we will show you how it works. So when you take it out, this is how it comes. Of course, it's up right here where you can charge it. It comes with a plug, and here is where you realize if it is fully charged or it needs more charge. And when you receive it, before you use it, you have to charge it for an hour. And when you open this up, here are your buds. And here you can see it very well. So we are now gonna, of course, before you use it, you need to download the app. That way you can use this device. So right now we are gonna show you how to use it, and also we're gonna show you how you can have a conversation. So what we're gonna do, we already have the app up in the phone. So what we're gonna do is gonna pick one of the earbuds. I'm gonna take the right, I'm gonna give my husband the left one, and we're gonna go to if you go to your phone in the screen, it's gonna give you a different option, and the option that we're gonna pick is Samuel mode, which is gonna be speaking simultaneously. And what happened in this case is, it's gonna ask you in what language you wanna speak. Let's say, because I speak Spanish, mine have to be Spanish, and for example, the right bug, it had to be in Spanish, and the left, it had to be in English. The same way if you speak in all the different languages. The one that you're gonna use is gonna be in your language, and the other person has to be in the other person's language. So I'm gonna pick the right one, and he is gonna get the left one. You can see right here on the bottom say left, you have a L, and I have the R, which is the right one. So when you plug it in your ear, now we have to tap connect on the phone. So since we already connected it before, you can see on the screen, it's already connected. So the conversation that we are gonna have is like we are meeting for the first time, and we're gonna have a conversation. And of course, you will be able to see the whole translation, because we're gonna put it on the screen over the phone. Because while you're talking, it be recording on your phone. So the translator app, besides that you are talking and listening, is also you can see all the translation in your phone. So we're gonna post that way you're able to see. So now I'm gonna pick Samuel mode, experience now. Now is when you pick, when you follow the instruction. Now you have to put the languages where you want to speak with the person, which is for left, you can pick one language, and then for the right, you need to pick the other language. Since I have right, I'm gonna pick Spanish for me, and since he have left, we're gonna pick English. So now we are in a mode where we need to pick what language we want to use. When you speak Spanish, you can see that you see a lot of different Spanish from different countries like Spain, US, Mexico, Honduras, Panama, and I'm looking for Dominican Republic. I guess Dominica is Dominican Republic. I guess now I'm gonna pick his, which is gonna be in English. Of course, you have different variety of country. If we're gonna do US. So now we have picked both languages, and now I guess that we can start our conversation. So to start a conversation, you will see a lot of look like a microphone at the bottom. It's a blue, and the microphone is white. So you just pick that, and we're gonna start the conversation.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, yo estoy muy bien, gracias a Dios. ¿Y tú cómo estás?
I'm fine. May I ask your name?
Claro, mi nombre es Norberis Ramírez. ¿Y tú cómo te llamas?
My name is James. I'm from the United States.
Bueno, no sé si tú sabes, pero como tú estás aquí en la República Dominicana, yo soy dominicana.
Well, I want to let you know that I think you are very beautiful.
Mentiroso. Eso seguro se lo dices a todas.
I probably do, but I'm typically lying to everybody else, but I'm telling you the truth.
Claro, yo tengo que creerte.
Well, I want to make this short. I want to take you out to dinner tonight. Yes or no?
No, no puedo.
Why not?
Porque tengo clases, tengo que estudiar.
What about tomorrow?
Sí, mañana estaría bien.
Excellent. I'll pick you up around 7 p.m.
7 de la tarde. ¿Tiempo dominicano o tiempo americano?
American time.
Ok, estaré lista a las 7 de la tarde.
Okay, see you then. Have a great day.
Igual, bye bye. Okay, guys, that was our conversation, and as you can see, it is a little delayed when you're having the conversation, I guess, because when you say things, you have to grab what you're saying and translate it, and then the other person listening to it. But it's exactly everything that he was saying because I can understand it. I know it wasn't translated correctly, and the same thing I guess the thing that I was saying.
I've never heard of nothing like this, to
Me
be honest
neither.
with you.
It's really cool.
It's a really cool device, a really cool application.
The next one that we're gonna do is the listening mode. And in this case, he just puts the earbud in his ear, and he put the phone in the person talking, and everything they say, he's listening to it in his real language. So in this case, I'm gonna be talking and he's gonna be listening. So listening mode, experience. Remember always for you to start, you need to hit on the button the microphone. Hola, buenas tardes, señor James. Su mercancía ya está en la habitación y su ropa estará lista a las 4 de la tarde. Buenas tardes y que tenga un excelente día. So as you can see, we now try the listening mode where person have the earbud. I'll be speaking or telling whatever they want to say. He's listening to it. Also, you can have it recorded on your phone. So everything that you talk about, it is recorded on your phone. Well, it is on your phone. Whether you want to record it to save it, that will be up to you. But it's on your phone. So that is some of the cool features that this device have. So to me, I love the device because it is, I didn't even know it was something like that out there for people that when you travel into other country, and now is the time that everybody want to travel some other countries that people doesn't speak the same language as you are. And this is a very cool item that you can have and you can put it in your backpack for whenever you are out. And it is most needed because in some point, even with the taxi driver, if you are in an excursion, if you just lost in somewhere, you want to ask a question, if you eat in and out, you will need to say something, or if you are getting in any problem or any issue, you are able to communicate. For more information on this item, I'm gonna leave all the information on the description below of this video, because this item for me is must have, especially for people that love to travel to countries when you don't have the same language. So right now we are gonna continue to talking about what is the reason that you need to know the language when you are traveling to a different place, or a different country, or here to Dominican Republic where we are. And the next one we want to talk about is personal business. And we consider personal business the things that you have to do that are personal, like opening a bank account, going to get registered to school, going to get a phone bill, different things, or get a light bill on your house, get a rental, things that you're doing in the matter of personal. And that's what we call personal business. And this, for me, it is important. So when we are moving to a places like Dominican Republic, when we don't know the language, we always have to account with somebody that we know here in the country to be able to handle or to help you handle those things for you. So for that reason, I think it is important to know the language, because it is very frustrating, especially when you are accounting with people that they don't have the same time that you have. Sometimes you want to do things a matter of urgency. And when you wanted to do it, you do it. In that case, you have to be at the mercy of other people's time and when they can, or things like that. So for me, taking care of those business, it is important. What did you say?
My thoughts on it is I think it's slightly important to know the language when you're dealing with, personal business. Like she said, the reason I say slightly important, like if you're opening up a bank account, I think it's important that you understand what's going on, because you're dealing with your money. So that makes it important to me. When it's slightly important, it's, when you're going to, buy a cell phone or connect your internet, it's slightly important. I mean, nobody's gonna, cheat you out into money trying to, hook up a phone or your internet. The price is the price. So, but you still want to kind of have a understanding of what's going on, and even the rates and the rates of the plans that they offer, just some type of understanding. So it is slightly important that you understand, but not always as important as maybe opening up a bank account. And also, like she was saying, even when you're going to get your rent an apartment, it's important that you know the language, because those contracts have certain things that you need to be able to understand in those contracts.
I agree. So the next one that we are gonna do is the everyday life. And what we mean with the everyday life, it is like, for example, going to the supermarket, going to get your haircut, beauty salon, things that you do on the daily basis. Go have your car wash, go to put gas in your car. And to me, I consider that no as important. It is many of those things over here. As a matter of fact, my husband told you already, he spoke about how his level of his English, and he do that all the time. So that is not necessary that you have to know the language to do any of those things. You can easily go to the supermarket, get your shopping. You don't need to know. Of course, if you want to ask for a specific thing that you're looking for, you want to know. But just to go and pick what you need to buy and go and pay, you don't need that. Put your gas station, you're telling 2,000 pesos, they just pump your gas, you don't have to get out. Get a car wash, you go and get your wash card, they're gonna ask you if you want regular, they put you the thing, you just pick the one that you want, pay whatever it is, bang, you go. So that one is not as important.
I would say that the same thing. I would say it's not as important to slightly important. Like she say, some of these things, people do when they come here for vacation. Like they go to the grocery stores, or they rent a car and they go to the gas station, and they go to restaurants and things like that, and they don't even know the language at all. So I agree with her. It's not as important to slightly important, depending on know which one of those things you're doing. Like say if you want to know something specific in the grocery store, or you want to know something specific in a restaurant, then of course it's slightly important that you know the language, but for the most part, it's not that important.
I agree. Not that important. You can deal with that. If you come to visit or live over here, if it does a thing, you can deal with for the time being. So we are moving to the next one, and the next one is investment. This is about business, and to me, this is highly very important.
Highly, very important.
I just probably make that one up, but this one is
Highly, very important.
this one is very important. Even though I know, yeah, I agree, there is some people that are business people that they say, okay, I don't need to know the language because they are traveling with, let's say, with people or assistants. They're gonna take care of everything they need, and they just need to be there. And the assistant gonna be taking care of the language barrier, whatever. But if you are somebody that coming to taking care of your own business, I think you need to know the language because you wanna understand everything that's going on. If it's a contract, you wanna read the contract, you wanna understand. And even that sometimes when you're getting a contract, they can give you a copy in English. But if you come in a country like Dominican Republic, that contract gonna be to sign in Spanish. Because to be able to notarize, you have to be notarized in Spanish because you are in a Spanish-speaking country. So I think it's very important for you to know the language if you are getting into business in Dominican Republic.
I agree. I don't think it's, I think it's a no-brainer. When you're handling business, especially like you said, investment, this is, even though investment can be personal business, but this is business. It's very important that you know the language. And if you don't know the language, it's very important that you know somebody, not know somebody, but trust somebody that actually knows the language in order to get the business done. I would not try to do business here or in any foreign country and you're not doing it based on either yourself knowing the language fully or someone you trust that knows the language fully.
But I have an idea.
Oh, shit.
If you are coming over here or any other country for business, I think that can help you because based on the conversation that we have, we was able to talk.
Take that back. Now, if you got time, Kettle.
You have time, Kettle, you can do your business because we were communicating.
Yeah. I mean, I got a date off time, Kettle, so if I can get a date off time, Kettle, man.
You can get a business. So yeah, you need one of these advice. If you haven't had the time to learn the language, if you are getting in the process to get your business started, your personal life together, you want to meet somebody, you want to have a conversation with the person you really want to understand instead of doing sign languages and talking about some chicken wing, you probably need to use this and be able to understand a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree. That's that's the alternative. Time, Kettle. Yeah.
Yes, it is. So those are the points that we can mold. Why the reason why it's important or not important for you to know the language before traveling or coming to Dominican Republic. Do you have anything else to say? Any other questions? Anything like that?
I would say this because people are going to watch this and they're going to try to place themselves in certain situations because there are a lot of people over here that don't speak the language, and I think the items we came up were great items to kind of like where people can like put themselves in a sort of a box to kind of see where they fit. Because again, there are people who come over here, like I say, that don't speak the language, been living here for years, all the way to people who've come over here and been living less than, have been living a short time, they learn the language. Then you got somebody like me who's in between, who understands some, speak a little bit, but not a whole lot. So I would say this, if you're coming over here and I would just say for lack of a better words, because most people who come over here and do nothing are retired. So if you're coming over here and you're retired, you're not doing anything, you have your apartment or your condo is already paid for, and the only thing you're doing is getting up every morning and going to the beach, going to a restaurant, blah, 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 and your life, and you don't even have a car. Learn the language of the country is not that important. You're not handling business, you're not trying to invest in anything, you're not trying to do any of that. everything you guys pay for, you just want to live life. I don't think it's that important for you to learn the language. If you're coming over here and you're trying to date, have relationships, you definitely need to learn the language. If you're coming over here and you want to do business, no matter what type of business it is, you need to learn the language. If you're coming over here and you just want a vacation here and there, you know, for a couple of weeks, it's slightly important that you learn the language, because if you're going to be coming back and forth, you kind of want to learn something about the language and learn how to kind of do different things in the culture. So I think learning language is slightly important in those cases. So wherever you fall in those categories, for me, I would say personally, by me being here and me doing business, it's imperative that I do know the language, or I know somebody that knows the language. You know, because I'm over here and I want to do business while I'm here, so I need to either know the language or have somebody that's next to me or around me that I can trust, that knows how to, you know, navigate through that. So that's all I wanted to say, because sometimes, you know, people, because there's going to be people that still say, well, you know, I don't want to learn language, I'm not doing any business, I don't want to invest, I just want to come over there and just not do anything. And if you're one of those guys that are people or girls that want to do that, then you can definitely do that. But don't be trying to do business and not know the language. If you don't want to learn the language, get up in the morning, go to the beach, go to a restaurant, go back home. You ain't got to know the language.
Okay. And also for people that know one another, it can't forgive me that I keep bringing it up. But if you don't want to, because there are some people that feel in this point of my life, some people that say that because they are already older enough, they don't have the time, they don't want to put that much in their mind, they just don't really think, I don't have the time to be learning a new language. I don't want to do that. I don't want to put all the effort into it. And then if you are the type of people that you don't want to put the effort in learning anything else new, but you want to enjoy the beauty of life and travel and meet new people, you can also buy this device for that. I mean, this, you just travel with this, and if you want to have a conversation with somebody that you are interested in, just travel with your device. It will be very helpful. So remember, if you are interested in more in this, just go to the website. We are going to leave all the information on the description below for this video, and I think this is very important for people to travel. So this is a must-have item. So guys, this is what we have right now. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also share, and I will see you on my next one. And also, if you already bought this device, if you have already your experience, if you want to share it with us, please leave it down below, that way people can see it, and if it is very useful for others. So I will see you in our next one. Bye.
Peace.